Yo, what up? Ultra Bouters version 5.16 just went live, and today we're going to run down what's new. All right, so first up, the new user's experience has been something I've been neglecting for quite a while, and I've added the welcome onboarding tutorial in which all new players are required to play before they can jump to the game. And it's really simple. It just walks you through basically like how to win, because that's probably the most confusing part and the most important part. But yeah, if you're a new user, even if you're an old user, if you have not check marked that you have completed the onboarding welcome module, then you will be required to play it. And then once you do, you can play the game proper. I'm really excited about this update. And the hope is that it will turn more new users into like long-term players. That's the hope, but we'll see what the data is saying in about a month or so. Next up, the logout experience has been updated. You can see here I can do logout and it will restart the game, and there's a completely new menu that it throws to now. And the reason for this is pretty simple. The logout experience was, a bit of a mess for players who maybe had duplicate accounts, or maybe they accidentally wanted to log out for whatever reason. It was a mess. But also for new players that start off logged out, there was a lot going on. There's too many lights to distract users. So this is just very simple. You can play, register, or log in, basically. And then, of course, the social links. And I'm not going to get into the details of like the back-end improvements, but much cleaner. And hopefully this will help confuse a lot less players. Next up, in the power level mode, I added two bots, the Parrot and the Ditto bot. They're both learning bots, meaning that they can learn over time. Hopefully this provides a little more entertainment for those who like to play the various modes, specifically the power level mode, get your power level up. The question really is how good can they become with their learning capabilities? I'm not entirely sure. And you're not always promised to battle one of the learning bots. In fact, if I click it right now, I doubt I'll get that. Yeah, I didn't get it. But if you play the power level mode, you will come across the learning bot at some point, and if you win or lose, it will be learning from its fight with you. Also, I just reset the power level leaderboard, but the bots will also rank on the leaderboards as well. And whoever is in the top 10 ranking will get rewards, but if you let the bots hog any of the spots in the top 10, then that's less humans are getting rewards. So don't let the bots hog the spots, all right? So next up, I buffed Brawl to Uppercut. Uppercut is like one of my favorite moves, but the hitbox didn't turn on till way later, much later. So it's 27 frames is the cost of the uppercut, and I think it didn't turn on till like frame 20, 22 or something like that, which is like very late and gives the opponent a lot of time to get out of dodge. So what I did is I moved the hitbox to turn on much earlier. I think maybe like frame 12 or something like that. It still costs the same amount of frames. It's just the uppercut happens sooner, and then there's like a cooldown. There's a longer cooldown, but hopefully you will have hit your opponent, and some of that cooldown is borrowed from your opponent being staggered. I'm going to slow it down. I'm going to demonstrate that by pressing uppercut. Oh, boom. Before this update, Hammer Fist was much faster than Uppercut, but that's no longer the case, which makes sense because Uppercut is a far stronger attack, so it should be a little slower. So I'm feeling good about this. Hopefully you can add Uppercut into your repertoire. Next up, I have started to add more frames for some transitions. So from the very beginning, the philosophy was always to put the replays first, because I believe that having really satisfying replays like gives you this sense of accomplishment that you did that, especially as you get more and more skillful playing the game. And it's always bothered me that some transitions were very fast and impossible to read, and it just looked cheap and whack. And so, and probably the top suspect for that for me was mounter to base, which is basically standing up when you're mounting someone. And so now it's changed to dismount action. And then dismount action, it has two actions before you can get to the actual action that you want to do, which is base. And I can demonstrate that. I'm going to slow it down. And you see there's one. And I have to do it again. And then two. And then finally, three. And if I play the replay, you'll see that it just looks much better, much smoother, more appropriate. It doesn't look cheap, doesn't look jank. All right, so I want you to watch how smooth this is. So what's gonna happen is I'm gonna mount him, knock him out, get up, dash away, taunt. And it's all gonna look very smooth and seamless. Watch. Mount, knockout, get up, dash, taunt. Smooth, seamless. It was all readable. You could read it from start to finish. That's exactly what I'm aiming for. Editor's note here. If you pay attention to the bot in the background, the way it gets up from the ground is very weird. And this is what used to happen before I added the dismount. So you get a sense of how better this improvement is. And I'm going to be attacking more transitions to make sure they all look good. Because again, I can't stress enough, readability is so key. Not just for players that play the game, but for people who don't play the game. It's very important that you can just show a replay to anyone and they can follow what's going on in the battle. If the goal is to hit Dragon Ball Z levels of replay fidelity, then this mission is the utmost important. And you can also see that the little parts icon UI thing is extended across every single action in the game. For the ones that have it. This used to be called Melted Shrimp, hashtag A-C or something like that. I now just parse that information and just turn it into parts, so it's just a little easier to read and let you know what's going on. And lastly, I added the here at the top, and it's for all views, doesn't matter where you're at in the game, it'll tell you the frame readout. And this is because there have been times where it gets choppy, but I'm not entirely sure if it's like a frame rate thing or what the actual frame rate number is at. So now you have access to it too. All right, and that does it for all the updates for version 5.16. 5.17 is coming soon. That's going to be the last of the 5s. Then we're moving on to 6.0, which should be a lot of good progress. Thank you for watching. I'll see you again. Go play Ultra Bouters, by the way. Go download the 5.16 and go play now.